Disclaimer: the video you are about to see has content that contains swearing, substance referencing, violence, and/or partial on-screen nudity. If you are a person under 13 years of age, do not watch this video by order of COPPA. In general, if you are over 13 but are sensitive, you may exit this video and find a nice wholesome video to watch. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey there guys, Jordan here, back with another reaction video. And it will be Elements of Justice, Crusading for a Turnabout, Case 2, Episode 4, Trial. Now, I have seen that the next episode will be coming soon, so I thought I would catch up here. I meant to do a reaction to this earlier, but I was too busy with real life and my internet was acting up. But hey, it will give me a chance to see this before the next episode, so yeah. Oh, and I will be cutting out some ads that may play later on, just to give you all a heads up. So now, then, let's get started here.
Previously on Elements of Justice.
Oh.
First trial in Equestria, no big deal. The prosecution is ready.
Yeah.
Nothing was missing from the crime scene to suggest that the murder may
Ignore
have occurred
that.
elsewhere. If the crime scene lacks even a drop of blood to speak of, that casts significant doubt over whether the victim was stabbed there at all. My name is Sakura. It's entirely possible that our witness, Miss Sakura, is Royal Order's true killer. You shan't be relying on that theory for much longer. She's trying to help them. If she isn't out for blood, then letting Sakura's testimony stand shouldn't be much of a problem.
You evidently still have much to learn. What punishment from me you have not earned?
Those pieces of ass?
If you run through the profiles of every single pony involved in this case so far, you'll notice that not a single one of them wears glasses.
We know they were there. What matters at this point is what they saw.
The defense wishes to call Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon to the stand.
Hang on, and that's gonna play. 1 second. February 14th, 10:45 a.m. Ponyville District Court, defendant lobby number 5. Okay.
Well, that was a little unexpected.
Oh, how am I kidding? That was completely unexpected. My heart feels like it's about to burst.
Calm yourself, Athena.
You screwed up!
Bridget!
Oh.
Well, that isn't exactly wrong, though, is it? I did screw up. Absolutely. All because I didn't feel I had any other choice. Let's assume that Turning Page really did hit his father, and he fell to the ground. Now, at that point, who's to say Scootaloo and Turning didn't flee right then, without killing him?
Then that would mean the one who showed up on the scene after they left would have...
Exactly. Given this scenario, it's entirely possible that our witness, Miss Sakura, is Royal Order's true killer.
My word.
I had no proof. I was just desperate. I couldn't face the possibility that Turning and Scootaloo would be found guilty. But by accusing Sakura, I risked putting her in danger. Someone who I had no reason to doubt.
Yeah.
That's not the worst thing I did.
No, it wasn't. Twilight?
I heard Twilight too. She tried to stop me, but I didn't listen. And because of that, we almost lost. I want to say everything managed to turn out alright in the end, but that certainly wasn't because of anything I did. It was thanks to Twilight jumping in, and Prosecutor Luna trying to guide me the whole way through. Everyone else trying to fix my one massive mistake.
Oh man. Oh.
Sorry, you first.
Awkward.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. How are you feeling?
I feel like I should be asking you that.
Well, you know, I'm fine. I'm Athena Sykes and I'm fine.
Yeah, I don't blame her for
Okay,
doubting
not
you.
fine, not in the slightest. But can you blame me? After what I did, I don't know how you can even look at me right now.
It's true that you made a mistake, but
It was more than a mistake. It was almost catastrophic.
Yeah.
Uh, sorry. Go on.
as I was saying, it's true that you made a mistake, but you recognize that you did and apologized for it. And Sakura accepted your apology.
But that doesn't change what I did, Twilight. It was stupid. It was beyond stupid, and I shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Well, I suppose it was a little rash.
The worst of it, though, was that I couldn't fix my mistakes on my own. If it wasn't for you and Prosecutor Luna, turning in Scootaloo would have... They would have...
Yeah.
Let's face it, Twilight. I'm a lousy defense attorney. And after what happened there, forget not being good enough to be a lawyer. I don't even deserve to be one.
Harsh.
Tina,
I bet Mr. Wright wouldn't have had to do what I did.
Well, that's not exactly true.
Oh, right.
Phoenix!
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be with the others?
I was, but I wanted to stop by and give my compliments. You two did a great job out there, Athena, all things considered.
All things, boss, are you sure you were watching the right trial? Because I'm pretty sure I put on the worst performance in history.
Well, it was pretty touch and go for a while, admittedly. But you
Yeah.
kept the trial going and gave your clients another fighting chance. I'd say that counts for something.
He's right.
Said what I did. You must be so ashamed of me.
Not at all, Athena. After all, I did the exact same thing last time I was in Equestria.
Yeah, he did.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, another ad. 1 second.
Being summoned to a new world in order to defend someone accused of murder, just the idea alone is enough to throw anyone off their game. Even so, I approached that trial like I would any other back in the day. And that naivete cost me greatly.
It sure did.
Completely unprepared. Maybe more than I'd ever been. I was no match for the prosecution's case against Rainbow. It all came to a head when the prosecution summoned a key eyewitness that could place Rainbow at the murder scene. It seemed like an airtight, conclusive testimony at first, but the cross-examination revealed that it contained several contradictions. Contradictions that suggested the witness herself could be the true culprit of the murder.
Yeah.
Witness was Fluttershy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Fluttershy?
Yup.
No, that can't be true. There's no way you would have done that. I mean, I know I only just met her, but she's Fluttershy. She's too yellow and shy and...
but it did happen, Nina.
It did.
I was desperate. The judge was about to hand down the guilty verdict, and I needed a way to stop it from happening. So, even though I was aware of the severity of the accusation, I indicted Fluttershy on the charge of murder.
Boss, you didn't really think that...
She was guilty? No, not in the slightest. But when I did, made Twilight lose almost all of her faith in me.
Uh-huh.
Sure, I managed to prolong the trial for at least another day, but the cost was far higher than I could have expected.
Is that why you tried to stop me, Twilight?
Yes, as you know, I was Phoenix's co-counsel during that trial. At the time, I thought he was really trying to accuse Fluttershy. It wasn't until later that I learned he was trying to find another way to save Rainbow. I just wish it didn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter, right? Because in the end, you won.
True, but what I did could have made us lose sight of something even more important than the trial's outcome.
Something even more important?
The truth.
Yeah.
Truth? What does he mean by that? Isn't that the same thing as fighting for someone's innocence?
Excuse me, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to please return to your seat in the gallery. The attorney and her counsel need time to prepare their case before the trial resumes.
I'd better get going then. Wouldn't want the bailiff to yell at me. Good luck, you two.
Thank you, Phoenix.
Thanks, boss.
Athena,
Yeah, Twilight?
I know you regret accusing Sakura, and I am thankful that you apologized to her.
Uh-huh.
However, what happened during the trial, it just reopened some old wounds.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, Twilight.
Even so, I can't dwell on what's already past. I said last night that I would stand with you in court, and that's exactly what I intend to do. If we want to save Turning Page and Scootaloo, we should focus on the rest of the trial. After that, we can work things out between us.
That's right.
Right.
Besides, I think it's about time we ask those two some questions.
Uh-huh.
Huh? Oh, Scootaloo, Turning Page.
Hey. Hello, Princess Twilight. Miss Sykes.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're fine. It's just... this whole trial thing is kind of exhausting.
No arguments here.
Don't blame you.
Up to it. We'd like to ask you more about the case. There are still a lot of blank spots to fill in after all.
Sure. I'll do everything I can to help. Ask us anything.
Well, first I'd like to ask you to clarify something for us, Turning Page.
Yes?
Apple Bloom mentioned yesterday that after you all went for lunch on the day of the incident, your mother found you and hurried you away.
That's right. Yes?
Yeah.
Tell us why?
You've probably already figured it out, but it was because of what I did. Like always, it seems.
It seems.
It has something to do with Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, doesn't it?
Diamond Tiara, to be specific.
Figures.
When I attacked her earlier that day, her dress got dirty. She told her mom about what happened. And then they went to see my mom.
Right. This is all stuff we heard in the trial earlier.
After Mom heard about what happened, she went to go find me. She was really mad and wanted me to apologize to Diamond Tiara and her mother. I don't see why I should have to. I don't regret what I did. Not one bit. A true member of the Royal Guard should never have to apologize for doing the right thing. Sorry, Turning.
What about the money, though? It wasn't just an apology Spoiled Rich wanted.
Yeah, I know. That whole discussion happened after Mom brought me back home. Diamond and her mother came over so I could formally apologize. And that's when Mrs. Rich demanded my mom to pay her back for the dresses. Before I could even try anything, Mom sent me away. She forced me to stay in my room the whole time they were talking. I overheard everything, though.
What?
I couldn't believe Mom agreed to pay back the bits. We don't have that kind of money. If only she would have let me have that mare, I would have...
Sorry, did you say Mrs. Rich and Diamond Tiara came over to your house?
Yeah? Why?
Yes. Wait, no.
Huh?
Go ahead, Athena. Have you thought of something?
What is it?
Well, I guess... You think maybe Diamond Tiara could have planted the magazines at that point?
What?
Does line up very nicely with our theory. I assume you didn't see anything, Turning Page?
Yeah. I was in my room the whole time after apologizing. I don't know what happened in the house after that, aside from the conversation between my mom and Mrs. Rich.
Well, without Turning Page's testimony, it's unfortunately not conclusive. I doubt Fair Devotion saw anything, so at this point it's still only a theory.
That clears up that mystery for now, I hope. Now for another one. Turning, Scootaloo, can I ask you two something else?
What is it, Miss Sykes?
What actually happened that night in the forest, when you arrived at the blackmail site?
Sure. We can tell you about that. Right, Turning? Yeah.
So what happened?
Well?
Kind of figured this out yesterday, but there was a fight there. Between Turning Page and me, and Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon.
Could you go over it for us? Any details you can remember will help, even if they're small or might not seem important.
Well,
But it looks like we were the only ones to arrive. Here we are. This is the meeting place.
Are you ready, Scootaloo?
Yeah, we just have to make sure we get what we came here for. Can you pass me the roll of golden silk?
Are you sure? I can keep holding it with my magic.
I know, but now that we're here, I feel like it's my responsibility.
Alright.
Things turning. Now, where are they? Oh! Turning! Get back! If they see your face, they'll freak.
Well. Looks like you do have brains in those heads of yours after all. Or 2 of you, at least.
Oh.
Which one of you was too scared to come? Let me guess.
Ha, knock it off, you two. It's Scootaloo. I'm here by myself with, an escort. Now give me our stuff back.
Scootaloo? How hilarious. You're the only one who didn't chicken out. You see, it's funny because Miss Scootaloo told you to knock it off. Now hand over everything you stole, villains.
Ah.
Huh? Wait. You brought him with you? Why him?
Does it matter? Let's just get this over with.
Do you have it then?
Yes, you can have your stupid golden silk, alright? Now give us our stuff back like you promised.
Well?
I don't know. It seems like you didn't fully honor our deal.
Huh?
What? What are you talking about?
DT? You read the letter, didn't you? Then you would have known I expected all 3 of you to come, not just 1 of you.
Oh.
And not only
A technicality.
bring some pony else along. That wasn't allowed according to our demands. Isn't that right, Silver Spoon? Huh? Oh, yes, exactly. Of course.
Actually, Diamond Tiara, your letter didn't say anything about that.
You brought that with you?
Oh.
Uh-huh. I thought you might try to pull something like this. All your letter says is to come here without any adults.
Ah, a
It
loophole.
has to be all 3 of us, or that we can't bring any pony else along. I brought you what you wanted. That should be... Hey!
Huh?
Lulu, I don't think you understand how this works. I don't care what the letter says. I'm the one in charge here, and you'll do as I say. And as far as I'm concerned, you broke the rules.
What?
Tell you what, though, if you go on back and get us another roll, maybe we'll think about giving you your stuff back. We'll stay here, don't you worry. DT, we don't really need 2, though, do we? And it's getting darker already. First you blackmail the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and then you won't even hold up your end of the deal. You
Turning. Calm down.
sense of honor.
Hang on.
I swung my sword at Diamond Tiara, and she fell onto Silver Spoon. She dropped the fabric and knocked Silver's glasses off at the same time.
At that point, Turning Page told me to take the scooter, fabric, everything, and flee the scene with them. I quickly scrambled to gather everything up, but because I was in a hurry, I forgot to pick up the blackmail letter. I dropped it when Diamond Tiara grabbed the fabric from me. Once I had everything else, though, I was ready to leave. I wanted to stick around and make sure he would make it out alright, but he insisted he'd be fine. So, eventually, I did.
It was a good thing, too, because by then, the 2 fillies had recovered. Diamond Tiara was furious, but because of that, she didn't watch where she was going. Right as she attempted to follow Scootaloo, she stomped on Silver's glasses, breaking them. But they were still coming. I could have hit them again, but had an even better idea. Using my magic, I grabbed Diamond Tiara's little tiara and chucked it into the gorge. That did the job. Diamond Tiara screamed and dragged Silver Spoon down the stairs after it. And that was when I left.
And that's it. That's everything that we know about what happened at the castle that night.
I don't even know where to begin with all that.
Don't blame you.
I'd like to know is why you kept this from us.
Yeah, why?
I know you didn't have time yesterday, but what about this morning? This would have been helpful to know before the trial.
Or even earlier in court, in fact. When we tried to establish exactly when and how you two left the scene.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that, actually.
What's the reason then?
Well, it was because of Princess Luna. She told us to keep quiet about it. How we both left the scene, I mean.
Ugh, Luna.
What? Wait, so you mean when you spoke with her earlier this morning, she told you not to mention that, even to us?
Not exactly. Princess Luna said we should tell you before the trial began. But we shouldn't say anything in court. At least, not until something could prove the scooter had left the scene at one point. Otherwise, it would have looked like a lie. Since the scooter was found at the scene, we did want to tell you about everything this morning. But as soon as we got to this lobby, well, you know what happened.
So Luna was trying to help us before the trial even started.
Oh, man.
That was rather smart of her. It's almost eerie how she knew. It makes me wonder what'll happen when we step back inside the courtroom. If there's anything else Luna has anticipated.
I'm not sure how to feel knowing that. If she knew from the very beginning what direction we needed to take, what else does she know? Out of curiosity, Scootaloo, how far did you get on your scooter? And how did it end up back at the crime scene?
Well, I can't really say. I was so scared being in the forest that I couldn't keep track of how far I got.
Well then, how fast can you go on your scooter? Maybe we can estimate the distance based on that.
If I'm on my scooter, I'd say I can usually shave off about a third of how long it usually take on hub. But that's about as accurate as I can get. Sorry.
I see.
Alright. When would you say you left the blackmail site itself?
I don't really know. Maybe about 5 minutes after we got there?
So at around 10:05 then. It normally takes 15 minutes to walk from the castle to Zeccora's hut, so it would have taken Scootaloo about 10. She passed by at around 10:15, which means Zeccora wouldn't have seen her go by.
Turning page. When did you leave the scene?
About a minute after Miss Scootaloo.
And you went the same way she did, right?
Right?
Does that mean you were the shadowy figure that Zeccora saw?
Oh.
Yes. That was me.
Did you see Scootaloo or anything else out of the ordinary while leaving? Maybe someone carrying the scooter back to the scene?
I'm afraid not, Miss Sykes.
Really? Then how did the scooter get back to the crime scene?
Defendants, attorney, the trial's about to resume. Head back inside on the double.
Looks like we'll have to figure that out later.
Yep.
Scootaloo, turning page. You two head on in first, okay?
Okay, Twilight. Come on, Turning.
Well, I guess we'd better go in too. You ready, Athena?
About as ready as I can be, I suppose. Let's go, Twilight.
Pardon me for interrupting, Princess Twilight.
Oh.
Miss Sykes.
Private Eye? What's he doing here?
Sir, might the defense have a moment longer before they enter the courtroom? It's urgent.
I don't get paid extra to babysit tardy lawyers, you know. But fine. A few minutes, maximum.
Splendid. Thank you, sir.
What do you mean by urgent, Private Eye?
I have some things here you would do well to look through. First, are you aware of the clearing in the forest between the crossroads and Zeccora's hut?
I see it, yeah. Right here. What about it?
An investigation was recently performed there, and traces of a wiped bloodstain were found. You can see it right here in this photograph.
Oh.
And do you know who the blood belongs to?
I do. The blood has been identified as belonging to the victim. Royal Order.
What? Really?
Seriously?
Let's confirm it, Miss Sykes. The blood is, without question, that of the victims.
I can't believe
Oh.
it.
Oh, this changes so much. Thank you, Private Eye.
Everfree clearing added to the court record. Wow, this could be very useful.
You needn't thank me, Miss Sykes. I am simply the messenger.
You mean somebody else was responsible for this investigation?
Indeed, Princess. A mutual acquaintance of ours, you might say.
A mutual acquaintance?
What?
So, did this mutual acquaintance find anything else?
Two things, as a matter of fact. This was found near the crossroads. Take a look.
What?
Is
The broken handlebar from Scootaloo's scooter.
Wow.
this was found near the crossroads?
That is correct. Specifically, it was found concealed within the underbrush. It seems my team missed it during our investigation of the woods.
Broken handlebar added to the court record.
If the handlebar was found at the crossroads, then I guess that answers the question of how far Scootaloo made it on her scooter.
And it broke off somehow after she got there?
But how would it have broken?
Good
What's the
question.
second thing you have for us, Private Eye?
This, Princess.
What?
A piece of wood? What's so special about that?
Ah, is that what I think it is?
Indeed, Princess. It's a Timberwolf fang.
What?
What?
This was found in front of the Nightmare Knight statue. We didn't think anything of it at first, but our mutual acquaintance realized it possessed the same enchantment found in Timberwolves.
No
As to
kidding?
why it was at the statue, or if it's related to the current incident, I can't say for certain.
Timberwolf fang added to the court record. My word.
Wow, what a haul. I sure hope I can meet this pony so I can thank them for all of this. Now we just have to make it count. Thank you for delivering all of this to us, Private Eye. We appreciate it.
You are very welcome, Miss Sykes. I wish you both the best.
Oh, before you go, Private Eye, can you do something for me?
Certainly, Your Highness.
Could you contact this mutual acquaintance for us? I'm not sure if it'll lead to anything, but I'd like for the crossroads to be tested forensically.
I'll get to work immediately, Princess.
Thank you, Private Eye.
Are you about done over there? Tick-tock, you two.
Oh, right.
Sorry, we'll be right there. Come on, Twilight. We better hurry.
Right.
Can't keep them waiting. February 14th, 11:15 a.m. Ponyville District Court. Courtroom number 5.
Court is back in session. Prosecutor Luna, were you able to obtain results on the glass shards that the defense submitted?
Well,
Yes, Your Honor. Careful reconstruction of the shards revealed that they matched Miss Silverspoon's prescription, as the defense postulated. We were also able to confirm that the young filly received a brand new pair of glasses yesterday afternoon. This makes it nigh impossible for the shards to belong to any pony but her.
Think more children could be involved in this horrific murder. The court acknowledges this report as evidence.
glass shards updated in the court record. Alright, good to know.
Is Miss Silverspoon ready to take the stand?
Yes, she is. Along with Diamond Tiara.
Then please bring them in.
Finally! We've got them on the stand. This is where the real battle begins.
Alright, let's see what they have to say.
Witnesses, please state your names for the record.
OMC, it's Carity T! Look, you see? Be quiet, Silver. You're embarrassing me for Princess Luna.
Can you state your names, please?
What? Don't you know who I am?
To some extent, yes. Though none of it is particularly good.
Yeah.
Well, if you know who I am, then why should I have to be the one to tell every pony else? Yeah, we're not some run-of-the-mill country bumpkins. We're
the elite of the elite.
Really making a great first impression, aren't you?
Oh man.
Oh man!
Yes, young filly?
You know who we are, don't you?
I can't say I do, I'm afraid.
That's impossible! We're only two of the richest, most well-known, most esteemed ponies you could ever have the pleasure of meeting.
Children! Your social status is completely irrelevant. In the eyes of the law, you are not richer, more well-known, or better than others. All are equal before this court. You will state your names and occupations, just like every pony else who takes the stand.
Yeah, what she said.
What a way to put these rats in their place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Your Highness. I'm Diamond Tiara, daughter of Filthy Rich, owner of Rich's Barnyard Bargains. And I'm Silver Spoon, her friend. Her best friend, by the way.
Let's cut to the chase, shall we? Silver Spoon, may I ask you about your glasses?
What about them?
You just got that pair yesterday, correct?
Yeah, so? My other pair didn't fit me anymore, so I...
Don't even bother. Your other pair broke 2 nights ago. We found it shards near the castle of the two sisters.
Uh-huh.
What's more, we have witness testimony that can prove when they were broken as well. So tell us, how did your glasses break?
Well,
Well, Golden Pixie. It seems that recess did you some good. You aren't the quivering mess from before.
Golden Pixie? What kind of lame name is that?
Witness, you may not have heard this from the previous session, but there will be no disparagement in my court. Do not insult the defense, or I will hold you in contempt, regardless of your age.
he's serious, you know.
But really, we're still sticking with Golden Pixie.
Now then, Miss Silver Spoon, it is time both you and Miss Diamond Tiara testify as to how they broke in the first place.
I have to explain?
Yeah,
That is what testifying usually amounts to, yes.
that's the idea.
Your Honor, we'd be glad to explain ourselves. We would? Just follow my lead, Sylvie.
Okay.
We sure would.
Very well. Now then, please begin your testimony.
Witness testimony. How the glasses broke. Alright.
Silver Spoon and I were going to head to the castle ruins for a school assignment. We entered the forest around 9:45. Right before we got to the ruins, we saw one of those blanks and the colt running away. We only figured out why once we got there. There was a dead Stepford lying on the ground. I was so startled that I tripped and stepped on my glasses.
So you got there only after everything had played out?
If you consider the time they entered the forest, they would most likely have arrived at the scene around 10:20. The blackmail negotiation took place at 10. Clearly, they could not have been involved.
I'm sure that little impossibility will disappear once I find a flaw in these two fillies' words. That said, this is a bit of a problem. I have to deal with 2 witnesses testifying at the same time. How am I supposed to do that?
You alright, Athena? You look a little rattled.
Kinda. This is my first time dealing with 2 witnesses at once, and they seem to back each other up pretty well.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't exactly say that.
Huh?
Yes, it may seem that they're able to form a wall to stop us, but one of them could just as easily be its weak link. We have good reason to believe they're lying, and lies always beget more lies. See through one.
And the whole story falls apart. So all I have to do is find a contradiction in one of their statements, and then their whole combined testimony will crumble?
Ah, I see.
It should just be like any other testimony. Although, I suggest that you pay attention to how they respond to each other when you're questioning them. It could prove beneficial
confidential. I'll make sure to do just that.
Cross-examination. Alright, here goes nothing.
Silver Spoon and I were gonna head to the castle ruins for a school assignment.
You went to the ruins for a school assignment?
Seriously?
Specifically a history assignment. We figured researching the castle of the two sisters would be perfect for it.
You didn't think going there at night was dangerous? Entering the Everfree Forest at all was risky enough, let alone going as far as the ruins.
True.
Well, we just figured that, the thrill of learning in a dangerous place would lead us to the answers we need. It's all about immersion. What better way to learn than by observing history straight from the source? The number of problems in that explanation is so high that I can only call it offensive. These two clearly have no respect for the value of education.
My word.
Beside the point. We already know they're lying through their teeth. Pressing this further will get us nowhere.
Continue with your testimony, please.
We entered the forest around 9:45.
You went to the forest by yourselves? Why didn't you bring any adults with you?
Ha! As if they would come even if we asked! My parents are always working at the Ponyville Hospital. Won't even take a single day off to spend time with their daughter. Hey! Don't give me that look! My father's always attending business meetings or managing his company. I see just as little as you see your parents. You have your mother, though. She can spend all the time in the world with you. If only.
Children, now is not the time to talk about your family matters.
I can at least sympathize with their parents not spending that much time with them. They're lucky they have each other, I guess.
Man.
Right before we got to the ruins, we saw one of those blanks and that colt running away.
That doesn't make any sense. Scootaloo and Turning Page didn't mention seeing you on the path.
And what's stopping them from simply lying about that? You're going to have to provide us with something more definitive if you want to discredit this testimony.
Right, Diamond and Silver, could you please tell us where you were when you encountered them?
Sure. We saw them right around here.
So, right before you crossed the bridge then? Can you confirm this as well, Silver?
Yeah, that's the spot.
Wait a minute. Did you
Oh?
two run into anyone else before that point?
Nope, no pony at all. No, we didn't.
Oh?
Your Honor, I'd like to have that statement added to their testimony.
Very well. Witnesses, please continue with your new statement.
We didn't encounter any pony else before crossing the bridge.
Objection! Diamond Tiara, there's something blatantly wrong with that statement.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, what do you mean?
You said you saw no pony else before crossing the bridge, but that is impossible.
What? Why?
Because there was someone else you should have seen that night. The one pony, or should I say zebra, living in the forest, Zecora.
Oh.
Zecora remembers from her testimony, Zecora remained standing on the forest path after she saw Turning Page and Scootaloo walk by.
Yeah, that's right.
Silver Spoon entered the forest afterwards, then it would have been impossible for them to not have seen Zecora.
Ah.
Objection!
The forest was dark at the time. It is possible they may have overlooked her.
Objection! Zecora was paying close attention to the path to see if any pony followed Scootaloo and Turning Page. By her account, no one did, and I find it hard to believe that both parties managed to miss seeing each other.
How so? Zecora went back home after a period of time, did she not? It's possible that the two fillies could have passed by at that point.
Not according to their testimony. Diamond herself claimed that she and Silver entered the forest at 9:45. That means they would have walked by Zecora roughly 20 minutes afterward.
Yep.
However, according to Zecora, she was standing watch on the path until 10:10. Knowing that, it'd be impossible for them to miss each other.
Then what are we to make of this?
There's only one possibility. Diamond and Silver must have passed by Zecora's hut before she was standing watch. In other words, they must have entered the forest before Scootaloo and Turning did.
Ah. So that's it, huh?
Witnesses, what do you have to say in your defense?
The funny thing is, well, you see, yes, it's true. We were already at the ruins before those two showed up. We actually entered the forest around 9:15. Sure.
Aha! I was right.
But why would you lie about something like that?
Yeah, why?
I suspect that they wish to distance themselves time-wise from when they were present at the crime scene. After all, now that we know when they actually entered the forest, we have a good reason to suspect they took part in what occurred there prior to the murder.
Ah.
The blackmail?
Yes, Your Honor. Let's take a look at that blackmail letter one more time. The letter states that the negotiations were to take place at 10. Now, knowing that they entered the forest around 9:15, we can calculate that they would have arrived at the castle ruins around 9:50. In other words, 10 minutes before the negotiations started.
Diamond and Silver
Oh.
didn't want to be tied to the blackmailing, so they lied about when they entered to make it sound like they'd arrived too late to be involved.
Hey, human!
Yes?
Huh?
I just want to say that everything that you're saying about me being part of a blackmailing is a load of horse apples.
Say what now?
I'm pretty sure that was mostly Twilight. Whatever.
Yeah, us involved in blackmailing? Please.
Oh, then why did you lie to us about the time?
Because saying when we actually got to that castle would connect us to that murder. That we had nothing to do with, by the way.
Would you care to clarify for us, witness?
Certainly, Princess. We were witnesses to the murder itself. That's why we didn't want anybody to know we were there. Right, Sylvie? Yeah, right.
What?
Huh?
Kidding me?
Witnesses, lying in your testimony is to commit perjury, a crime irrespective of your monetary or social status. Since you are young, I will grant some degree of leniency, but only just this once. I expect you to testify truthfully as to what you saw on the night of the murder from this point onwards.
Right.
Of course, Your Honor.
Witness testimony. Witnessing the crime.
Like we said before, we went to the castle ruins for a school assignment. We suddenly heard a loud noise, and we immediately looked across the gorge to see what happened. This alien went down on the ground, and those two were standing over him. Afterwards, they ran away, and that was when Diamond and I went to the scene.
Before we start the cross-examination, I'd like to ask the two of you some questions.
Yes, Princess.
When you arrived at the scene, was there any pony else present?
No, I'm pretty sure there wasn't.
In that case, would you say that Turning Page and Scootaloo were the ones who killed the victim?
Well, all we saw was them standing next to the body. Yeah, that's all.
I see. Now then, Golden Pixie, please begin the cross-examination.
Okay. Why did Luna ask them those questions? Is she trying to guide me somewhere again? Never mind that. Focus! Cross-examination.
Alright. Let's see what they'll delve into.
We went to the castle ruins for a school assignment. We suddenly heard a loud noise, and we immediately looked across the gorge to see what happened.
When and where did you hear this loud noise?
Well, we can't really say when we heard it, but it was definitely some sort of clang.
A clang?
By the castle entrance.
A clang? Sakura testified that she heard a clang as well at around 10:15. Do you think that's when you might have heard it?
Yeah, that's probably when we heard the clang. Huh?
What?
What was that response from Silver Spoon? Why did she sound so surprised?
Oh.
You're not the only one who noticed that, Athena. I heard it too. This could be the weak link in their testimony.
Really?
Whatever Diamond said made Silver react. Perhaps she has a different opinion about that statement.
Oh.
I think it'd be a good idea to press this even further.
I'll give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on! Silver Spoon? What? I couldn't help but notice that you seemed to be deep in thought. Did it have anything to do with what Diamond said?
Yeah, it did. You see, I didn't hear just one clang. I'm pretty sure I heard two.
What?
Two?
Seriously?
Sylvie, what are you talking about? We heard only one clang that night. But I'm sure there were two.
Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, do you have any idea why you heard a different number of clangs?
Please explain.
Look, we're just confused.
That's not an excuse.
We just witnessed a murder in front of our eyes.
That's not what you were testifying. You said you only saw what happened after the murder. Are you now saying that you saw the murder itself?
Well?
Well...
Answer the question.
Yes, we did. We saw the whole thing.
Can you confirm this as well, Silver Spoon?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like a statement about what they saw to be added to the testimony.
Agreed. Witnesses?
Yeah, we know what to do, old man.
Now what are they gonna say?
We saw those two knock the stallion to the ground and immediately stab him afterwards.
Objection! Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, you have once again lied to this court.
Oh?
Hey, what gives?
Because what you just said is impossible.
What?
Care to explain, Miss Sykes?
Of course, Your Honor. Earlier in this trial, we proved that the victim couldn't have been stabbed immediately after being knocked over. The side he was laying on contradicts the abdominal bruise noted in the autopsy report. He must have stood up after being knocked to the ground. However, Diamond Tiara just claimed the opposite. She and Silver Spoon saw Turning and Scootaloo stab the victim right after knocking him over.
Oh.
How interesting, Golden Pixie. But where exactly are you going with this?
Where you've been directing us this whole time. Now I get why you were so focused on this point earlier in the trial. It was all for this trap, wasn't it? If Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon did see the murder happen, they would have known this. But the very fact that they made this mistake proves that they did not see the murder at all.
Oh.
Witnesses, you better have a good explanation for this.
Well...
Start talking.
Perhaps I could be of assistance here.
Huh?
What do you mean, Prosecutor Luna?
What is she planning this time?
Luna, what are you doing?
I request that these two testify one last time
Testify? About what?
about what happened when they approached the victim's body.
I see. Defense, your thoughts?
We've reached the heart of this whole trial. Diamond and Silver are the key to finding out what happened at the castle that night.
Once we hear this testimony, I have a feeling this trial will take a rather dramatic turn.
Can't argue with that.
Just focus on the testimony for now, Athena.
All right. The defense agrees, Your Honor. Let's hear what they have to say.
Alright.
Very well. Witnesses, please testify about what happened when you approached the body.
Okay, what are they gonna say this time? Witness testimony. Witnessing the crime.
Silver and I were deep in the castle ruins, so we didn't know what was going on outside. After we were done exploring, we left the castle, and then we came across a dead body at the gorge.
Sheesh.
Nobody was around. All we saw was the body. Sylvie was so shocked, she fell backward and broke her glasses. We wanted to run away immediately, but then we saw the zebra in the distance. We had to hide so we wouldn't be seen.
You said in your previous testimonies that you saw Scootaloo and Turning Page at the scene, but now you claim you didn't see any pony? Why's that?
What's going on here?
The silent treatment, huh? That's alright. I'm pretty sure I know why.
Care to fill us in, Golden Pixie?
They knew that Scootaloo and Turning would be at the scene. By matching their testimony to that fact, they wanted to make their testimonies more credible.
Is this true, witnesses?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh?
Still denying it, are you?
I have a question I'd like to ask myself, witness. You said that you hid from Zecora when she arrived. Where exactly?
Yeah, where?
Stairs going down to the gorge. We figured that was the best place to hide. We had to peek out every once in a while to see if she was gone. Once she was, we quietly followed and left the forest.
The staircase? Didn't Turning say that's where they went when he threw Diamond's crown? I wonder.
Now then, Miss Sykes, you may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination.
Silver and I were deep in the castle ruins, so we didn't know what was going on outside.
I want to talk about that claim you two heard. You said you heard one, but Silver claims she heard two. Any idea why you didn't hear the same thing? Or what it could have been?
Probably something inside the castle. One of the noises must have come from deeper within, and only Sylvie caught it.
The castle contains armor from an older time. It's
Oh.
possible one of the suits fell over, eliciting the sound.
Yet, Zecora heard a similar sound at around the same time.
True.
Must be a coincidence. Maybe the noises we heard happened at the same time, but came from different places.
Another discussion that will clearly bear no fruit. I do hope you'll spare us the displeasure, Golden Pixie.
Yeah. Unless I have definitive proof of what this noise was, this will get us nowhere. I suppose I should just move on.
Please continue with your testimony.
After we were done exploring, we left the castle, and then we came across a dead body at the gorge.
And the two of you actually approached the body?
Well, it was right there, at the foot of the bridge. It's not like there's any way we could avoid it. Admittedly, we didn't know he was dead at first. We thought he just passed out or something. But when we saw that hole in his head, there was no question. He was dead. Ugh, I still feel sick just thinking about it.
That
Hmm.
seems off about that. But what? If you really examined the body, could you describe the scene for me in as much detail as possible?
Ugh, fine. There was that dead body with a hole in his head. The blank scooter and wagon were also there. The wagon had a roll of golden silk in it, along with those dumb capes. And that's it, I think.
That's it?
Huh?
Yes, that's it. What else do you want?
And the only thing that clued you into the victim's death was the hole in his head?
Oh my gosh, yes! What else do you expect? You'd think the same thing if you saw it.
That's it.
Oh.
In that case, could you please add that statement to your testimony?
Sure, if it makes you shut up.
only realizes Stelly was dead because of the hole in his head.
Objection!
Oh?
There's something seriously wrong with that statement.
What? I'm actually telling the truth! You asked me about what I saw, and that's what I saw!
Miss Sykes, could you clarify the issue for us?
Your Honor, I believe Diamond Tiara is correct in what she's claiming. Everything she said about her discovery of the body is the truth. However, if she did examine the crime scene as thoroughly as she claims, then she should have seen something else at the scene.
Something
Oh.
else?
Enough games, defense. Get to the point.
Tell me something, Diamond. You really had no idea the victim was dead until you saw the hole in his head?
Obviously! How else could I have known?
Well, I think the bloodstain under his head would have given it away.
Oh.
Bloodstain? Under his head? What are you talking about?
Look at this photograph. It certainly looks like a bloodstain. Even Zecora testified to its existence, and how it was her first indication that the victim may have been dead. Yet you claim that you had no idea until you saw the victim's wound. Why's that?
Oh.
Oh.
That's not a bloodstain, you idiots! That's just one of the dumb Crusaders' capes. Obviously, I would have thought he was dead because of that.
Oh?
What? What's with the silence?
Gotcha.
You just admitted that you knew this bloodstain was a cape. In fact, you were so certain it never even made you suspect that the victim may have been dead when you were approaching the body. That begs the question, though. How did you know?
Yeah, how did you know?
Isn't it obvious? I didn't know it at first. I figured it out when I got close to the body.
If that was the case, you would have mentioned it during your testimony.
So why didn't you?
There's no way it just slipped your mind. Something as eye-catchingly red as this, lying directly under a body, would definitely make an impression. For you to fail to mention it, there's only one possibility. When you first approached the body, this cape wasn't there.
Ah.
Wait. So that means...
Nice to see you following along, Your Honor. If the cape wasn't present when these witnesses first approached the body, then that means it was placed there after they discovered it. And since Diamond knew right away that this was a cape, it should be obvious who must have placed it.
No way. They didn't.
Diamond, Tiara, and Silver Spoon. It was you two.
Unbelievable.
Order! Miss Sykes, are you accusing these two fillies of tampering with the crime scene?
I am, Your Honor.
Wait a sec. This is ridiculous. Why would we do such a thing? It was a dead body, covered in blood. Why would we even go near it?
I'm pretty sure I know exactly why. It's because of this, isn't it? You two wrote this blackmail letter and got Scootaloo and Turning Page to meet you at the crime scene.
Uh-huh. You did.
But instead of things going your way, a fight broke out and you had to leave without getting what you wanted. In retaliation, you framed Scootaloo for the murder. Objection!
Come now, Golden Pixie. Surely your memory isn't that bad. The clippings which make up the letter in question were found in Fair Devotion's home. These two couldn't have been involved.
Objection! That might have been the case earlier, Prosecutor Luna, but not anymore.
Is that so? Then please elucidate the court.
Do you remember what we learned earlier? About how Turning ruined these witnesses' dresses and what Spoiled Rich demanded?
Of course. That very incident was the impetus for the blackmail.
Well, during the recess, Turning Page told us about something else that happened afterwards.
Something else?
It was
Uh-huh.
true that Spoiled Rich wanted Fair Devotion to pay for the damages, but she also wanted Turning Page to personally apologize for what he did, which is why she brought Diamond to Fair Devotion's house when she went to discuss the compensation.
I see. And why is that important, Miss Sykes?
Your Honor, The prosecution claims that the fact that the magazine cuttings were found in Fair Devotion's house shows that she was the blackmailer. However, what Turning Page told us opens up another possibility, that the magazines were planted there for authorities to find.
Oh.
By the one pony with the perfect opportunity to do so. Diamond Tiara.
Defense? That is speculation at best, and it relies entirely on Turning Page and Fair Devotion's testimonies being the truth. You must provide solid evidence. I will not tolerate yet another baseless accusation.
Don't worry, Prosecutor Luna. I don't intend on making the same mistake.
No, she doesn't.
So, then, by all means, proceed.
During the recess, I learned about what happened during the negotiations. As I said before, a fight broke out between Turning Page and Scootaloo, and Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon. During the fight, Scootaloo left the scene on her scooter, taking the stolen capes and fabric roll with her in the wagon. Turning Page followed afterwards, but not before he tossed Diamond Tiara's tiara into the gorge to distract the fillies. What happened afterward is revealed by these witnesses' last testimony. Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon went down the stairs to get the tiara back, and saw Royal Order's body when they came back up. Wanting revenge, they created Scootaloo for his death by planting the cape under his head.
Can't believe Mr. Bush was a dirty deed. What a pair of rats. But would it go this far? This can't be true.
Nicely done, Athena. You've created an opening for us.
Yeah. But will it be enough?
Huh?
Of course it's not. How dare I think it was?
You've put up a good fight, but you're still lacking, Golden Pixie.
Huh?
Your story is precisely that. A story. One of fiction.
How so?
The scooter left behind at the scene. It contradicts your narrative. You claim that Scootaloo left the scene with that scooter, but she couldn't have. After all, the scooter was found at the crime scene itself.
Oh.
In addition, your argument as to why these two witnesses would try to frame Scootaloo for murder makes no sense. Recall the wagon. When it was found, the roll of golden silk lay in its bed, the very item that Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon supposedly demanded. It was free for the taking. They would have gotten what they wanted. There was no reason to retaliate. And since they didn't take the roll, that suggests they were not responsible for the blackmailing in the first place.
Oh.
Bueno?
Do you see now, Golden Pixie? Your claims are right with holes. If the two fillies at the stand really did as you claim, then what would they gain by placing the cape under the victim's head? I highly recommend taking a good moment to rethink your theory. This will decide the entire outcome of this trial.
The entire
Oh, man.
Talk about pressure. Pushing down on me. But to rethink my entire theory? How am I supposed to do that? Well, maybe I shouldn't ask how I'm supposed to do that, but rather... Hey, Twilight.
Yes, Athena?
Got any ideas on how to get out of this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do.
Really?
Let's take this step by step. The argument that the cape was placed there to frame Scootaloo doesn't hold.
But how else could it have gotten there? They were the only ones who could have placed it.
Exactly. So what would their reason have been? They're definitely not responsible for Royal Order's death. They're both Earth ponies. They wouldn't be able to stab him in the head if he were standing upright. So they wouldn't have been trying to cover up their own crime by framing some pony else. If framing is out of the picture, then maybe the cape had a more practical use.
Practical how?
Think back to what Diamond Tiara said about how she felt regarding the body.
That's right. She said she didn't even want to get near it because he was dead and covered in blood.
Exactly. But with the capes being there, one of those problems would cease to be an issue.
I mean, the cape could have been used to grab the victim's head without needing to touch it directly. But why would they need to do that in the first place?
I think they were looking for something. Something so important that they would even look under a dead body to find it. Well, don't you know of something like that?
Something important. Something they were desperate to find. Oh! I got it! Thanks a bunch, Twilight.
Thank yourself,
All right, what do you got?
Found the answer to your little predicament, Golden Pixie?
We certainly have.
Care to share your thoughts, Miss Sykes?
Of course, Your Honor. I believe that Diamond and Silver really did plant this cape under the victim's head that night, but not for the nefarious reason we originally thought.
Oh?
Intriguing. Do go on, defense.
The defense believes that Diamond and Silver were looking for something after they found the body. They searched all over, but couldn't find it. Eventually, they must have decided to search under the victim himself. Not wanting to directly touch him, they used the cape to do it. As for what they were looking for, I've got a pretty good idea. Take that!
The blackmail letter?
Oh.
This blackmail letter was found at the crime scene. Scootaloo brought it with her when she went to the castle last night. During the recess, we learned from her that, after the fight, she left the letter behind by accident. After Diamond and Silver saw Royal Order's body, they likely realized that the police would get involved and investigate. If they found the letter, that could implicate them as potential suspects. So, to avoid that, they tried to locate the letter. Unfortunately, they couldn't find it nearby, and eventually resorted to looking under the body. However, while they were looking under his head, they saw Zecora approaching. They couldn't be caught next to the body, so they quickly hid from her, leaving the cape under the victim's head in their haste.
Oh.
Now, supposing this is true, we can backtrack and support our pre-existing theory. The fact that Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon looked for the letter and feared its discovery shows that they must have known about the blackmail that night.
I get it. This is how we'll change the entire outcome of this trial. If they knew about the blackmail, then that must mean that they, not Fair Devotion or Royal Order, were the true blackmailers.
Ah.
Any motive for murder Turning Page and Scootaloo may have had is completely squashed.
Way to go.
Well, Golden Pixie, Miss Sparkle, congratulations on piecing all of this together.
Oh, thanks, Prosecutor Luna.
However, there is still one more piece of this puzzle that needs to be placed.
One more piece?
Definitive proof that these fillies did place the cape under the victim's head.
Huh?
Without that, your theory remains nothing more than a theory. Is that something you can provide to the court?
I believe I can. Take that!
The forensic flashlight?
Ah.
Forensic flashlight can reveal any hidden bloodstains, even if they've been wiped away. Since the cape found under the head was bloody, chances are the ones who handled it would have gotten traces of blood on their hooves as a result.
Oh!
Ah.
I request permission to use this forensic flashlight on Diamond and Silver's hooves. If we find blood on them, it would be proof that they were the ones who placed the cape under the body.
Wow! You really are a dumb human, aren't you?
Huh?
Say what now?
When we both got home, Silver Spoon and I took a nice, long bath to wipe away all the dirt and filth from that forest. There's no way your magical little flashlight is ever gonna pick up on anything.
We won't know until we try, will we?
Precisely. There's no reason to not check at this stage. The prosecution has no reservations about this test, Your Honor.
What?
Very well. I shall permit its use. Please proceed, Miss Sykes.
No way.
Well, look at that. There is something on their hooves.
What? No way!
Exactly, Your Honor. And to prove it conclusively, I'd like to have these stains tested. If they match Royal Order's blood, that should be all the evidence we need to prove who placed the cape that night.
Of course. Bailiff, please proceed with the...
What?
What is it, witness?
We confess! Silver!
Wait, what did you just say?
Zoe! Shut up! Don't say anything! I'm sorry, DT.
Witness, what exactly are you confessing to?
Your Honor, we confess to blackmailing the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Spoon! Your Honor, please give me a chance.
confession.
After we got attacked by that wannabe royal guard, Diamond Tiara came up with a plan to get back at the CMC. We'd wait until they left their stuff alone, and then we'd take it and leave that note, asking for a roll of golden silk Sweetie Belle told us about.
Why did you ask for that?
Because, well, Diamond Tiara wanted to use it for another new dress.
What?
Don't pin this on me. You wanted it too.
No, I didn't. I told you. I don't care about the fabric. I only agreed to go along with everything because I knew you wanted it. Anyways, we knew that blackmailing was a big deal, and we can get in a lot of trouble. So, to make sure we didn't get caught, Diamond Tiara figured we'd frame that annoying cult's mother for the whole thing. Diamond Tiara knew that her mother was planning to take her to their house for that cult's apology. So she took advantage of that, and planted the magazines in her house to make it look like it was the cult's mother who was behind it all.
How devious.
You two should be ashamed of yourselves.
You confess as well, DT.
I guess I don't really have any other choice thanks to you. Everything was going according to plan. We brought the scooter and the wagon with us to the Everfree Forest at around 9:15, arriving at the ruins at 9:50. We waited for those blanks to show up, but instead, it was only one of them, and that cult who ruined our dresses. He had the nerve to attack us right there. He hit me hard enough to break that sword of his, and even broke Sylvie's glasses. Then, he threw my tiara down the gorge and ran off when we went to retrieve it. We spent forever looking for it. When we found it and went back up the stairs, that was when we saw the body. We weren't sure if he was really dead until we got close. After we realized it, we knew we had to get rid of anything that could show we were there. We collected the frame of Sylvie's glasses, but we couldn't find the blackmailer that the blank left behind. That was when I thought that the letter might be under the body. Sylvie and I grabbed one of the capes from the blank's wagon to lift the body up, so we wouldn't have to touch it. But before we could look for the letter, I saw that zebra coming our way. We had to run down the stairs again to hide until she left. She stuck around for a bit, but when she finally did, we figured it was time we left the forest as well. It wasn't worth looking for the letter anymore, since we didn't want to risk anybody else showing up and seeing us near the body. I figured if we couldn't find it, the wind must have blown away into the woods, where it would never be found anyway.
The golden silk was left at the scene, though. Why didn't you grab it when you had the chance? Especially when you went through so much trouble to get it.
It slipped our minds, alright? We were already scared enough. Not just by the fight, but also the dead body. Just wanted to go home at that point.
Anyway, that's everything that happened. The ponies who blackmailed the Cutie Mark Crusaders were us. No pony else.
So then, where does this leave us?
Well, Your Honor, with this confession, we've learned something very crucial. Royal Order and Fair Devotion weren't the ones behind the blackmailing. And as a result, Turning Page and Scootaloo have no motive to murder Royal Order. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Luna?
It would seem to be the case, Golden Pixie. Unfortunately, the possibility of these two involved in Royal Order's murder is still on the table.
What?
Oh, but I literally just proved that they had no motive.
That alone is not enough to exonerate them. They still had the opportunity to murder the victim.
How?
And while our blackmailing little fillies went down into the gorge.
Oh.
Prosecutor Luna, could you kindly explain to the court what you mean?
Certainly, Your Honor. Diamond Tiara, Silver Spoon, could you tell me exactly how long you were searching for that crown?
I don't know. Maybe like 20 minutes? Give or take.
And with that, I will stop here and we will see what will happen in the next part.